Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. Today I am really pleased because I've got something that I would consider big news, but I don't want to spoil it for everybody else. I'm actually just going to kick it off. Today I'm joined by Mr. Douglas Warren from Goodblock. I'm going to pass it over to you, Douglas. Welcome. Thanks for appearing again. And what's happening? What's the latest?
Hey, thanks, Matt. I'm always very thrilled to be on your show, and there's some great news I'm excited to be able to share today. So as most people know, Telos, the mainnet has launched. The launch has gone extremely well. People are now on staking. The coin is trading. So that itself would probably be a great announcement, but we have a little extra news that I'm extremely happy to share. Of course, we all know that the value of the network is the apps that deploy on the network. And there is an app that I have been excited about since the moment I heard of it, and that excitement has only grown as I've heard of it. And so now, today, on the day where we have first liquid tokens on the chain, I am pleased as can be to be able to introduce Greg Simpson of Edna, who is going to announce that Edna is going to deploy on Telos. Greg?
Hi, everyone. Doug, Matt, that's exactly right. We will actually be live on a DAC in the DAC code on Telos when we come back up. Some of you are already aware that the Edna token staking contract is live. The people who've staked Ednas are our most valued customers. They're our true supporters. They're the people that held our tokens, that were rewarded the best we could, and that have sort of shown us the love. And those people are going to be rewarded for this little Christmas present they've got now. You don't have to claim for the next 3 weeks. You guys know that. And we're going to increase your rewards during these 3 weeks. We're going to do it for you. So your funds will grow. But when the contract becomes unlocked, you will be able to transfer your tokens through teleporting from the EOS network to the Telos network. And that's actually a huge deal.
So it's pretty exciting news. What exactly does this mean for the typical token holder who had Edna tokens on EOS? How does this all work?
Okay. Essentially how the contract works is you'll have a different staking function, which is teleport or zap. We will call it something fun. And the idea is that you're gonna lock up your tokens on EOS, and suddenly in your Telos wallet will appear the Edna tokens that you had. This will allow you to take advantage of some special things that are going to be happening that you might not be able to get. This is our way of saying thank you for supporting Edna. There'll be some significant advantages, and maybe we'll dig into those later, or maybe we'll keep them as a surprise. I don't know, but it is super hugely exciting, and this is just a great opportunity that Doug and Telos has given us to really empower our users. And
we are super grateful that you are coming and giving value to the Telos network by deploying such a game-changing app to it. So thank you, Greg. So let me ask you a quick question here. I understand that that the people who are currently staked are going to be, and the people who you've staked for are in an excellent position. By the way, my Edna tokens have been staked since the longest term from quite a while. So I'm a believer. But how about Telos? How about people who decide to beam their tokens to Telos? Are there any advantages for those users?
Absolutely. And this is what we're really doing. This is our way of saying thank you. It gives us the mechanism to control who gets to take advantage of the advantages. And essentially, because only those that are staked currently and locked down are going to get to go over to Telos. And once they're there, they're going to find themselves first in line for investment. If they're investors and their whole purpose for holding their Edna is as an investment, they're going to get basically first dinner. The dinner is served, and the rest of the people who haven't supported Edna, well, they'll end up with holiday scraps. There'll still be plenty to eat. Don't worry, you won't go hungry. But
hey, staking counts, right?
Right.
Anybody who has the guts to stake it and not just sell it off I believe that those people should be rewarded and will be rewarded. It's the same with Telos, right? So what about, now I understand that you have about 2,300, very auspicious number for genomics.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it? It's hilarious, actually. I hadn't thought of that till just now. Till
So
you
you
said
have 2,300 people in line, right? And
Right.
What happens for those guys?
Well, they'll be first to come and first served in the DNA world. And that DAC contract where they can monetize that DNA will be first available on Telos. So it will be their advantage. They also, all those account names have been recorded with values, and they will basically be whitelisted to move to Telos, even if they haven't staked. So they will be able to go ahead and get their DNA on chain and monetized.
That's great. And so I have so as you may know, the Goodblock development team are basically the core developers, a large part of the core developers of Telos, and we are going to look at the contract. And although I'm sure it's perfect right now, we are just going to give it an extra once over to make sure that this is a very solid contract, and that the people who do choose to beam across, that will go off without a hitch for anyone. So
hey, we welcome the eyeballs. I'm a coder for a lot of years, and the way to ensure success is you put all the best eyes you can on all your code. And thank you for that, Doug. Thank you.
I'll ask you a quick question, Greg, and I'd like to do another interview on it because there's been a lot of developments since the last time we talked. But I understand you've made a little bit of progress with the lab and some other things, and we'll talk about some of the new mechanics maybe in a later interview. But could you just kind of give us a quick summation of some of the things that are happening that people will be really excited about?
Yes, we through a venture capitalist who's decided to back Edna, we've acquired access to a university professor who has put us in a sort of an incubation program. This is not in America. However, it is in Europe, and that's actually very fortunate because the equipment and the manufacturer of the sequencing equipment happens to be in Europe. That professor will be giving us access to grad students to do the work, as well as significant backing from the university in terms of lab space and things like that. It's a huge thing for Edna. What it means is that we are on schedule to deliver the genomes when we said we could. So be ready to spit, save.
So let me ask you this. So now this is public, and this is out there. Is there any way that people who maybe hadn't staked yet, or hadn't heard of Edna, or just want to double down on the Edna technology and Edna on Telos, what can they do to help bring Edna to life?
Well,
or have they already done it by staking all this time and believing in the dream?
I mean, the stakers are going to get theirs, and what's going to happen is slowly, once they've had first plate of dinner, the others will be allowed to flow across, and we will gradually open that up. The contract, it'll all be in the contract when it's made up public on our GitHub, how you're going to get there and when you can go and things like that. So we'll clearly
it's rewarding. You're rewarding the people who've been giving you their faith and their belief all along.
Hey, loyalty is important, and when you're loyal, I believe that we should return that. And the people who've been loyal to us, we're going to be loyal to them first, and after that, the others can come on board too.
It's just going to grow. It's just going to grow. I actually see a lot of value in some of your secondary value items for DNA. For example, I know that there are some really great ways if somebody wanted to be 100% sure of identity verification using DNA. And I think that, Greg, my understanding is you probably, in your white paper, I saw some additional uses flagged, and I would love to see those come to Telos too.
Oh yeah, there's what's so exciting now is that the DAC, the people that are getting involved in the DAC and saying, hey, I want to run for custodialship, they're full of ideas and vim and vigor, and it's sort of like, just when I thought I was getting tired, I'm like banged up with all this extra energy from these other people going, yeah, wouldn't it be great if we could? And I'm like, yeah, we can do that. We will, let's do that. And so there's a lot of these sorts of ideas floating around, Edna, and it's just really exciting time to be, it just, could it get any bigger, any faster? Could it go any, could all huge events just keep happening? Bang, bang, bang. What a great year 2019 is going to be.
I think it is. I think it is. And I have just been blown away. The more I look into Edna, the more excited I am about the depth and breadth of the DNA technology that you bring to it. I know that there are a number of people in this space, but I have not seen anyone who even comes close to scratching the surface of what you guys are going to be doing and what you have right now. So I'm excited. Everybody else is going to have to catch up now.
Doug, it's been 7 years. It's been 7 years. This idea has been fermenting. There was never a way to do it. There was never a way to get it done. It was super expensive 7 years ago, insanely expensive. It's like, how's that going to happen? And, everything just sort of came together in this perfect storm of now it all works. Here comes a real network, and here comes a real way to store this data, and here comes a real way to get it cheaply, and here comes a great opportunity to monetize this information without compromising your identity. And it all came together. So I'm like, that's why we're ahead. This isn't our first week. This isn't our first week thinking, I'm gonna do some DNA blockchain shit.
I think I look at what on building Telos. We've just done a little over 6 months of concerted hard effort, and it's paying off, and you see. So I know what that brings. So 7 years of that effort to then for that cork to pop. I think it's going to be amazing, and I am really excited, and I am very, very honored to be any small part of this. So thank you for bringing it to Telos.
It's my dream. You're helping my dream.
Above and beyond everything that's going on, I know what the project brings to humanity when you succeed, and you will succeed. And for me, that's the most important part. It's not about, I have some tokens. It's not about those tokens. It's about what Edna can do to human genome research as we know it. It's mind-blowing. So it's a pleasure for me to sit down with you guys today and be able to be a part of this announcement. Douglas, I know everything's going to go well with Telos. Congratulations. That was a huge feat.
Absolutely.
I'm super impressed.
Thank you.
Greg, absolutely a pleasure. I'm really excited for the future for you guys, and I'm excited for the future of Telos and everything that you're about to bring to the table and potentially change for medical history. And I'm honored to sit down with you guys. I really appreciate it. And Greg, I hope that we can do an update interview in the near future talking about some of the things that you're bringing to the table, because I think there's been some really interesting developments from even a token economics perspective. So I'll look forward to doing that. And thank you guys so much for joining me today. Future looks good.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for helping us break this news. And Greg, congratulations. This is your news.
Oh, same to you. Congratulations on the network. We're up. We're live. We're running. We're doing it. Here we are.
So tell us. Go Edna.
We'll see you guys soon. Bye.